Hello and welcome to this tutorial. We will create a restaurant menu and this is what our finished project will look like. It's a simple yet beautiful looking beverages menu for a restaurant, and by the end of this session you will have a simpler and systematic approach to design any restaurant menu. Link to all the project files is provided in the description. So please follow along and I'm sure you will enjoy the process. Before starting any project, I always assign a folder to the project like this, and all the fonts, images, data that is required for the project is kept in this folder. Let's begin with the project. Your customer is going to provide you their data in an Excel sheet, a text file, perhaps maybe on a piece of paper, but we need this data in a systematic format so that it is easy for us to work with it. And the format looks like this. First, we type the name of the menu item and then, without giving any space, type the price. Spaces within the name of the menu items are allowed, but not between the item name and the price. Here, I have prepared this data provided by my client. You can see there are spaces in the name of the item, but not between the item and the price. Each list here belongs to a specific category, which are these. Now let's create the document. Click on File, New, and a new document dialog will appear. I am going to follow the print specifications provided by my client. So under the print category, I will choose A4, change the orientation to landscape, make sure the DPI is set to 300, document units are set to millimeters. Under Pages tab, uncheck the facing pages. Under Colors, set the color format to CMYK. Under Margins, make sure the margins are linked and then set the margins to 10 mm on each side. Under Bleed tab, make sure the bleeds are linked and set bleed to 3 mm on each side and click on Create. This border around the edge of the document, this is bleed. First, let's create guides for our menu because guides help us establish the layout structure. So click on View, Guides. I am going to create 3 columns and set gutter to 5 mm, which is this gap between the columns. I will set the style to outline. You can set it to fill if you want, and close the dialog. If at any point in this video you cannot find a panel that is being talked about, then go to the window menu and see if that panel is checked. Now let's take a moment to understand how we should handle colors in our document. So go to the swatches panel and click on Panel menu. You see these two options. So if we want a color palette to be available across all documents in Affinity Publisher, then we would click on Add Application Palette. But we only need a palette for this document, so click on Add Document Palette. Give it your desired name. Then go to the panel menu once again and click on Add Global Color. I have hex codes provided by my client, so I'm just going to paste the first one here. Give it a name if you want. Then click on Add. There is one more way of adding a global color. So go to the color tab and paste the hex code here. Then go back to the swatches panel and click on this icon. Its tooltip says add current color to palette as a global color. Don't click on the one next to it, otherwise it will add a regular swatch and not a global color. I'll add one more color. Now why am I using a global color? Because when you edit a global color, all the areas where you have applied it get updated automatically. It's time to create a background. Make sure this snapping is active, so your objects will snap to guides and other objects. Now select the rectangle tool and create a rectangle. Stretch it up to the bleed. Give this rectangle a color. Now let's create a background pattern. For that, let's go to the project folder, Images, and drag and drop this file into our document. Go to the transform panel. Make sure the aspect ratio is locked and transform origin is set to center. Left click and hold your mouse button on W and move your cursor left and right to increase or decrease the value inside the box. You can hold Shift key to make it go faster. Its height will automatically adjust according to ratio. Now switch to Photo Persona. Right click on this layer and select Rasterize. Then click on Layer menu, New Pattern Layer from Selection, and you will have a new pattern layer in the Layers panel. Delete the original layer. Make adjustments to your liking in the pattern layer. To change color of this pattern layer, make sure pattern layer is selected. Then click on FX, Color Overlay, enable it. Go to this color, select swatches from the list and click on this color. Create a copy of this rectangle and move it above the pattern layer. Then switch to Designer Persona, select the contour tool, and up here in radius, move the slider to left until you like it. Click on Bake Appearance. Now select the curve layer and click on FX, Outer Shadow. Enable it and enter these values: 35, 52, 8, 56. Switch back to Publisher Persona. Select all background layers and group them. Name it background. Then lock this group. Now go to Text menu, Show Special Characters. Then pick the Frame Text tool and draw a text frame. Make sure it snaps to our guides. From my client's menu data, I'll copy one item and paste it in this text frame. Now I'll place the cursor right before the dollar symbol. In the context bar, you will find this button which says Frame Text Ruler. Click on it, or you can go to View menu and click on Show Text Ruler and a ruler like this will appear on the top of your text frame. Now I will place my cursor right before the dollar symbol and I'll hit the tab key on my keyboard and this special character will appear. After that, right above my cursor, I'll click on the text ruler and you'll see a tab stop appear. With the help of this tab stop, I can control the gap this tab character is creating. Let's insert one more tab and add another tab stop. Right click on the second tab stop and select tab stop right alignment and move it all the way up to the edge of this text frame. Then go to the first tab stop, click on it, and for aligning select tab stop decimal alignment, and for leader select tab stop leader character. In the box put a decimal and a space and hit enter. Move it to the right. Just leave a tiny space before dollar symbol. And remember, there should be strictly one tab stop for each tab character. Okay? Let's create our first text style. Select this entire line and go to the text styles and create a paragraph style. Give it your desired name. Set font family to Roboto Slab. Font traits to semi-bold and font size to 13 points. Also apply the desired color from the swatches panel. Click OK. Now let's take a look at the data we prepared. We know I have put two tab characters before the dollar symbol. So if I copy and paste this data as it is, I will have to put two tab characters before each dollar symbol, which is a waste of time. So to avoid that, let's put two tab characters right here in this text file. I am using Notepad++, a free text editor, to edit my text file, and I'd recommend you do the same. So I will press Ctrl F keyboard shortcut to open Find dialog, and under the Replace tab in Find What box, I will put a dollar symbol, and in the box below, I will replace it with a \t and a dollar symbol without any spaces. In search mode, I will make sure that extended is selected and also that my cursor is placed at the top of this text file. Then click on Replace All, close the dialog, and it will put two tab characters between the item name and its price. Now let's copy the menu items and in this text area, remove everything and paste it. Let's stretch the text area a little bit. Then take your cursor above this handle, and when you see this up and down arrow cursor, double click and the text frame will fit itself to the content vertically. Do the same to fit the frame horizontally. We enabled this special character a while ago. Some of you might not know why we did that, so I am giving you a brief explanation about that. What you see on your screen are a few special characters that we are going to encounter the most. we must precisely place these characters only where they are required. In the item list of this menu, each menu item including price ends with a paragraph break character. Between the item name and the price, there are two tab characters. At the end of the item list, we have end of story character, and spaces are represented with a dot. Let's get back to designing our menu. In the menu item, Vanilla Cinnamon Latte, I will remove this paragraph break character and place a line break character right before with. To do that, I will press and hold the Shift key on my keyboard and press Enter. Now, what you see here is a line break character. Now, let's open Text Styles. Double-click on Menu Items. Go to the Paragraph tab and reduce space after and click OK. Double-click this handle to make this frame fit the content. Now our item list is ready. Let's go ahead and design a minimal header for this list. Select the pen tool, enable the line mode, and draw a line from this point to this point. Then switch to the Move tool, and with the line still selected, go to the Stroke panel and give it a width of 2 points. Also change its color from our document palette. Then I will press Ctrl J to make a duplicate. With the line still selected, go to the Transform panel, and in the Y-axis, without removing the value which is already there, right next to it I will type plus 12 mm and hit enter. It will create a gap between the two lines. Let's group them together. Now select Artistic Text tool and click here. Then type name of the category of this item list. Select the Move tool and go to the Text Styles and click on this icon. Its tooltip says Create Character Style. Give it a name. Go to the Font tab and set font family to Oswald and font size to 20 points. Give it a color from Documents palette. Under Typography, go to Capitals tab and select All Caps. Then hit OK. Now with the Move tool, select both the text and the group. Then go to the Alignment options and align the text to the center and middle of the group. Once it is properly aligned, group them all and name it Header. Reposition the header group if required. Now I will repeat this process to populate the menu with rest of the data. Alright, so we have all the menu items and headers here. Let's add other elements and finishing touches to it. I'll reduce the font size of the text next to the flavor shot to make its price move in front of it. I have reduced the font size to 7 points. As you can see, I have aligned the text frames and headings with the help of the guides we created earlier. Let's also make sure the gap between the header and the text frame is uniform across all the item lists. So first, stick the top of the text frame to the bottom of the header, then select the text frame and in transform panel in y-axis, without removing the value which is already there, right next to it type plus 4mm and hit enter. This will create a gap between the header and the text frame. You can always increase or decrease this gap depending on your choice. Let's select the header and the text frame and group them together. Give it a name if you want. Repeat the same process for the rest of the item tables. Below Smoothies table, add a line saying all prices are in XCT. Let's bring in the logo of the restaurant and place it here. Following it, let's place the name of the menu, which is beverages. Set its font to American Captain. After that, create 4 frames. Then go to the file, place, and select 4 images. And click on each frame once and it will set the images to place. If required, adjust images inside the frame. Enable the preview mode from here. And everything seems alright. It's time we export this file for printing. Let's choose the JPG here. In presets, choose JPEG best quality. Set area to whole document. Set pixel format to use document format and click on include bleed. Hit export button and the file will be exported to selected folder. Now you can send this file to your printer and tell them it has a bleed of 3 mm. Stay tuned for my next tutorial in which I will show you how to step-by-step design a menu where items have description and multiple price columns. Till then, take care. Bye bye.